Good day everyone. We're going to continue our playthrough of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Last time, if you recall, we went through the first game Everfall. And now, we're going to embark on a journey through the post-Diamond Bitter Black Isle. Slight changes I've done off screen is swapping out Hunter Seeker for Ricochet Hunter for the Magick Archer skill, and also swapped out Heavensward Slash for Antler Toss. Turns out my memory was a bit hazy and it's Antler Toss and not Heavensward Slash. That is handy for a fighter to carry alongside Dragon's Maw. I'm also biting the bullet and letting her go ahead and hold Devil's Bane, despite my displeasure with how thin the blade looks. So, let's begin. One thing you'll notice here in post game, we will start getting new notice board quests from here, or from the island in general, that will take us back to the mainland. We actually had some of those earlier, but there are a handful that are only available in the first game. This one with the Godlin Shamans in the Witchwood being one of them. Strangely, if you notice, this one is called In Aid of the Emerald King 1. However, the quest we completed a couple streams ago, In Aid of the Emerald King 4, is only available before you enter post game. It's very curious. So, I believe we did a slight look-see in here before. There can be two sets of enemies in this version of this room. Either giant saurian or greater goblins. And as we see, we still have the giant saurians. Now, depending on which enemy spawn we get, we'll decide what necrophagous beast will spawn in this room. In this case, since we have the lizardmen spawning, it will be death. If the greater goblins had been spawning, then it would be Garm, just like the pre-Diamond version of the room. However, I believe the spawn is increased to 2 Garm as opposed to just 1. Be careful about this chest in this run through the dungeon, because it will often have a man-eater in it. In fact, a lot of chests that were safe before can now contain the beastie. And of course the snakes are overtaken by fleet whale. There we go. Easy as. Now if we're lucky, Death will spawn and we can start taking some more out of his health bar. So there were normal lizardmen up top, but now sulfur lizardmen will be targets. Mix of normal ones and large ones. A rare drop to keep in mind with these giant lizardmen on Bitter Black Isle. Unfortunately, the few giant lizardmen that you encounter outside the dungeon won't have any spatial drops, but the ones here, one of the rare drops that they all share is a large fisheye stone. It can be a bit of a bugger to get the drop, so do keep an eye out for it. There are quite a few pieces of equipment you might be interested in. This chest as well can often contain a man-eater. Now, of course it is safe this time. I could have sworn I gave them a Worm King ring. Alright, we'll fix that shortly when we get to better electricity core. I'm pretty sure there's some slight changes in this room as well. No, still the spiders. That was no use. So, besides the enemies being different now, and man-eaters being more common, the treasure chests themselves have generally upgraded their loot as well. So, do keep that in mind. You can now find things that you normally couldn't find from chests, which includes level 3 weapons and armor. Cursed ones, by the way, you have to purify them. I explained how the purification system works before. It's based off of what color class you and your pawn are. Reminder, it only matters what you and your main pawn are. The two supports can be anything without affecting the results. And also make sure not to be a hybrid class when you're purifying, because that will dilute the chance even further. So if you're a Magick Archer like I am, which is a blue and yellow class, that means there's a 50-50 shot. Say she was a mage. So the two options are blue or yellow, and then I would further dilute it because I myself have a 50-50% chance of counting as a yellow or blue class. So it's easier just to go to a mono-color class that you want an item for. Now, hopefully they take care of the Hellhounds. This room, as you can see, is no longer a safe spot, as there are now Fire Drake, or well, Fire Drake and Hellhound are one thing that can spawn. Boy, how'd you get there? However, alternatively, you can have a Thunder Wyvern and Gargoyles. Come on, be a good lad. Fly up, That's a good line. Easy as. Now, no matter which spawns, the Cursed Dragon has always been and still remains the necrophage for this room. Just a reminder, our lands are weak to holy as well as ice. Incidentally, a good way to level grind if you're a class that can kill them pretty easily is to take rancid bait meat, even pre-diamond, so in the initial stages of the dungeon, and plop it down in here, exit that door, come back in, and then a Cursed Dragon will spawn, and then you can just farm Cursed Dragons. You level really quickly while dragon forging a lot of gear. Alternatively, that room up there is another great place to level grind. There's also a DLC item that of course is included in this version of the game called Fiend Luring Incense that should be in your storage. Scaly brutes now. And what that does is it gives you access when you have it in your inventory to yet another set of challenge fights, challenging enemies combinations in either that room up there, the Rotunda of Dread, or the Block Abbey, which is the room, the counterpart in the middle stage of the dungeon. Now, I believe they've changed it now to where this is the room where things spawn. Let's check. It's been a while since Poisoned Undead start rising up. The chubby boys. It's unfortunate, but Pawn AI seems to really want them to climb these buggers, which is kind of the worst place for them to be. Just because of the way they flail around and spit out these poison clouds. You just take incidental damage from doing that. It's actually safer to be on the ground. Level 3 novelty. I should pick that right up. This chest, as usual, is generally always a man-eater. Still spiders in here. Now, luckily this little room stays unlocked. Although, if you're not a fighter or a warrior, there's no real difficulty with going here. And this will, I think it's damn near guaranteed to have a level 3 gear in, so it's a good place to go when you want to gather some rings. Now, reminder that in sketchy situations like this, your pawns generally move in accordance to the way your camera is pointing. So if you're worried about them leaping into the water or off a cliff, or over the chest off a cliff, you can point your camera away, and that typically stops them. Typically. Okay, I think a gold and silver knight are here now. Yes. Reminder, the gold knight is weak to ice, silver, fire. And you have to kill both of them at once before they will actually die. They can actually revive each other, and unfortunately, that's a bit of pawn knowledge for you. You need to witness each of them, because it does count separate for some reason. You have to witness each of them reviving the other a handful of times apiece before your pawn will finally realize, oh, that's a thing that they do. Let's see, what's in here now? Oh, poisoned undead, right. Or I've been poisoned. I thought I had immunity to poison. Must have mistaken my armor set. Oops. This chest is now one that also often contains a man eater. Seekatites are they the ones I'm thinking they are? No. Okay, yeah, they're sort of a faded dark blue color-wise, and they're actually one back in the original version of the console dock. It is a website, Japanese website, for the preview for Sorcerer. I'll actually show you that outfit if you like. It's good for. It can work quite well for even male sorcerers if you don't want them wearing the Grave and Carrion gear, which generally looks like belly dancer attire. Although people have found ways around that when it comes to the blokes. But the Adept set is actually really good in its own right. Generally, the level 2 Bitter Black armors are more than good enough to, and most of the time, they're much better aesthetically than the level 3 gear anyway. So it's good that they more than hold their own. Or poison clad there. Good money. Level 1 weapon. Hopefully you've already got something at least that level by now. Or Elder Ogre. Just in case. Easy now. That's a good lot. Well, that was unfortunate. Kind of clipped through the wall. The camera clipped through the wall, not the beastie. Yeah, well, you roar and get all angry, we'll just kill you. Sambroizumi. This jump is actually makeable, even as a fighter or warrior, but as usual, double jump and levitate make it easier, of course. And this rune, you can either have an already freed condemned gore cyclops, or well, death's actually here. Or death can show up. Over here. Over here, mate. Yeah, that's a good lad. Come on. So, there goes death. Now what they're killing outside are corrupted pawns. There should be Strigoi in here as well though. Oh, they already killed that one. Well, how about that? This chest still commonly contains rancid bay meat. Now, since Death showed up, he showed up in lieu of either the prison of the condemned gore cyclops or the frost one that can also appear here. Yeah, this room isn't nice and full of candy anymore. Need to knock down these brutes first. Although, to be fair, they fell down into the poison. Silly gooses. Well, that wasn't very nice. There you go. Easy ass. I think she grabbed onto him as he's flying through the air. That's kind of funny. Yes, now, here is one of the chests that contain level 3 armor. So do make sure to save so you can God's Bane if you want to make sure you get it. And I think the chest up top also has a chance at it. But again, to be sure, go ahead and pull up the page on the wiki. It'll let you know the contents of each chest, as well as the differences in pre and post diamond. Do be careful, those buggers can pack a wallop. Actually getting strangely lucky when it comes to man-eaters. Of course I probably just jinxed it. I'm good at that. Polycrystal. So, just as a demonstration how God's Baning works, just do it once or twice. You just hold it out, pierce. We seem to have went the way of the Dardar. Generally you don't want to carry a Wake Stone around when you do this, it just gives you another menu you have to click Nar on, and level 3 armor. Easy as. So, presumably this was the condemned Gore Cyclops that would have spawned instead of Death. Yes, that makes sense. So, the alternate spawn in here would be a Frost Wyvern, or Frost Worm, sorry, and Strigoi, which are larger red gargoyles who slurp your blood. I believe I explained them before. They're weak to ice. They gobble up some blood. They start glowing and growing bigger. And they become stronger. And unfortunately, it's during that period when they're still glowing that you need to kill them to attempt to acquire blood red crystal. When the room is that set of enemies is when a cursed dragon is the necrophageous beast, as opposed to Death himself. Although the cursed dragon might can spawn with either. There may be 3 sets of enemies. Death can just take place of the Cyclops. Perhaps. Or maybe even either of them. Because I do recall a cursed dragon spawning and fighting the condemned Gore Cyclops. I need to add the Fiend Leering Incense to my inventory so I can demonstrate those rooms. They can be pretty fun fights. Back in the day on GameFox we did pawn contests where we trained our pawns to the best of our abilities and then let them see if they could solo each of the challenge rooms from the Fiend Leering Incense. That didn't involve like a dragon where, of course, it's coded to where the Arisen has to be the one to do the final blow or else it won't die. So, not counting those, oh dear, a metal golem. Unfortunately, this is going to be rough for us because, as you see, there's a metal all the way over there. And there's just no way for me personally to reach. So I have to hope she shoots it with her bar, or she shoots it with bar light or Giselle. And in the meanwhile, yes. And in the meanwhile, there are these buggers. Whites. While they tango with those buggers, I will very narrowly dodge getting got. Easy as. Should be some nice loot up here. Well, perhaps not. Are there 3 of the bloody things? That one's wanting to float really high up, so do watch out for that. Alright, there's one down. Where are the other 2? So that, okay, that's high miasma. You do have to be a bit careful because high miasma does look remarkably like the petrification spell and vice versa. So there are times where you think you're safe, but then it turns out you're not. you just turn to stone. High miasma is just some light poison. Okay, we're charted with Oli. We'll melt them now. Easy as. Never in doubt. Now, the good news is she is casting Giselle. I'm actually not certain if their AI will even pick up the fact that some of their spells will actually damage the metals. It's really this one. If I could activate it and get them targeting it. Yes, please do. Please do. Please shoot it. Please. For the love that's all and good and holy. Oh no. If I take this one out. You do have to be careful about this bugger, because, yeah, you'll fall over if you're not careful. Right, this way. Come on, come on. Please, Miss Archer. Okay. The good news is, if I have it activated like this, what the Borlide Meteors will register it as an enemy that it can target. Whether they will or not is... wow. Oh dear. Come on, please. No, no, stop that, stop it, no. It's very rude. No. Please, come on, you can do it. Boy, enough of that. Unfortunately, this stride has been told to focus on the daggers, apparently. That also doesn't help things. You might be wondering, oh, what about a Mystic Knight? But the thing is, the Mystic Knight... Now, see, she used her bow there, but she needs to be hitting this. And you need to be casting something. Yeah, didn't think so. Come on now. That was unfortunate. It doesn't help that generally the bugger is constantly acting like he's enraged, so he's bouncing around. Oh no! I was hoping that they would do the deed, but come on. Grab on, for the love of all is good and holy. Ah, this is not my day, boy. Seriously, one bow shot is all it would take, and they would be dead. Unfortunately, this may just be one of those rooms that we can't complete, at least with these pawns. Come on, be a good lad. Be a good lad. Where's the man? It's right up there. A little closer. Come on. I already found the amulet, but you won't shoot it. It's very unlucky. Okay, where's the amulet? Sorry. If he gets a little closer to the wall while he's stood up like this, I might can jump up there, but that's a big if. And a big might. And he's just scurrying away now. Come on. Yeah, you're too far away now. She just chucked a skull at it. Alright. Yeah, this isn't happening. I'll try once again to get them to actually target the metal. This. Shoot this. Please. Alright. Yeah, it's not happening. So, we'll go ahead and exit out here. It's a shame, but that's just the way it is. If you're a sorcerer and you cast High Maelstrom, or Maelstrom in general, it will actually pull all those metals into the center of the room, or towards the direction you casted the bloody thing. So you could actually pull it all the way over to one of the upper ledges that you can reach. Oh, hello, mate. Didn't want to. Now he has triple bite, so do keep that in mind when you're attempting to dodge. Now, let's see if we can get over here. That's a good lad. All over. Okay. So, generally, the safe place to be on is him when he does that. In fact, that should just about get through it. Hopefully they'll loot for me. Okay, they start by the time I go over here. Little buggers. Next up, just to go in here. I'm getting a bit heavy. Alright, we've dropped into average. That's fine for now. Hopefully our stamina will start recovering a wee bit better. Wait, are you poisoned? How did that happen? Do I even have... I don't have anything to cure your poison, but I'll grab you some. That should hold you off for a bit. Greater Goblins and Goblin Shaman. Goblin Shaman is very resistant to magic, but where did he go? Well, he's dead now. This room's quite a bit different now. They're no longer just get at that as well. They're no longer a cockatrice, but instead more of these buggers. Hobgoblins actually. These chests have been upgraded as well, of course, as have the rest, but I have a vague recollection that they actually can carry some pretty nice stuff now. I could very well be mistaken though. At this point, generally, since I've collected most everything that I actually want, I just run through opening chests by habit and not really paying attention to what I get from them. This room now will contain used to. This was where our first encounter with Grim Goblins and Goblin Shamans were. However, the Goblin Shamans have taken root here instead. Can be a little hazardous because you need to climb up to get all of them, but as they cast spells, they can snipe you off the ladder. Easy as. Right, flower type. We shall fix that. It's black gear. Always good to pick up rift crystals. You will find yourself going through them quite a bit before you know it. Once you start farming and purifying a bunch of stuff. Now up here should be, either a couple of eliminators or a golem. Now these buggers are weak to ice. Oh, that's unfortunate. They can get frozen really easily. They also take decent damage from lightning though. This guy seems a bit confused. Now, despite what it appears, he's kind of bugged out. This is not a safe place because they can jump up here pretty easy, and even from the ground, their hammer swings can reach up here if they position right. He can drop level 2 weapons and armor. Always keep an eye out for that. They can also drop both variants of the helmet. The Persecutor's Mask and the Tormentor's Mask. So if you like the look of those, you can actually cosplay yourself as an eliminator. Now this room has a bunch of corrupted pawns in it. If you'll notice, I was being shot from over there. That's because the buggers are up here as well. There's still a hobgoblin right there though, for some reason. Are you still alive? So it may be prudent to come up here and kill them first. Reminder that you can actually come up here without levitate or double vault by just going this way from ground floor. So yeah, as you recall, here's where. Right here. Easy as. No need for levitation or double vault. And you can even come out over here. Now, strangely, I was pretty certain that there was supposed to be. That's why. Apparently Death is taking the place of... Sorry, as you can see, he takes the place of boss monsters when he shows up. Or in certain rooms. Nah. Let's try to get him over here. One of the little buggers used high seism. I'll take very kindly to that. Let's try to get Magick Archer up. Well, it went Angel. Where's my lantern? Yeah, that's it. Come on in here, mate. There we go. That's that good damage. I mean, if we could knock him down, we could actually kill him out right here. There he goes. And we might can actually finish him. Yeah, there we go. Ah, oh, just barely. Just barely. Oh, bugger. Oh well. Alright. We got Catalina as well. Well, it's alright. His keys to Zars next time. Here's where we wanted to go. We are still online, huh? Yes. So, give her a revival. I'm gonna go grab Angel, I think it was. Four summons. It was Angel, right? Yes. She's level 51. Maybe we'll take the opportunity to see if there's a higher level Strider or Ranger. Talk rooms. Okay, yeah, brain splitting. Or I'm starting to get some memory back of them having very questionable... Well, this is fine if they're not a climber. Because really, the only use for the kisses are climbing and targeting weak points. Oh, there's one of the wee bit stronger. Well, I guess we'll check this one out. Where'd she go? Or is she not here yet? There she is. Alright, interesting. They went attempted fashion with her. So she's got the good bar, the good weapons. Wearing some online Dragon stuff. Okay, she's level 100, so... Okay, she's got petrification. So, generally the maiden set give you petrification resist. She's also wearing the Delta Guard, I can already tell, because it gives you the little shin wraps that it has. In fact, and that gives you 45% petrification resist right out the gate. It's a very nice piece of underwear. So she has Brain Splitter, an instant reset is good, of course. Milestone. Alright, space. Okay, she's not really kitted out like a climber, so hopefully she's not really been. Maybe she'll actually use her bar a bit more. Dragon Blood. Dragon Blood's a nice Everfall earring that will give you each Dragon Blood you equip. Of course, you can have up to 2 of them. Will give you 25% resistance to all debilitations. So if you're missing whatever your outfit you come up with is still missing just so slightly for being 100% immune to a couple really nasty blights, you can slap on a Dragon Blood if you don't have a ring combination that you need already that takes up both slots. Depending on your class, this is easier than others, of course, but you can fill out your debilitations resistance that way. She's got good knowledge. Scather Challenger. We'll give her a shot. So this will get rid of the body bag. Alright, Sunbright or Moon Glow. I forget what I was randomly giving as a gift. There you go. It's funny this one's using the Farewell Cloak in combination with the Dragon Wing Circlet. Also, for some reason they've added spiders here. I don't know why. Well, a spider. Now we're all juiced up. Let's go remind myself which one is the sorcerer. Shadow, or Vanille. Shadow was the other one. Could have sworn I already gave her that. Oh, right. Theme Luring Instance. I also need to get rid of a bunch of this stuff. Don't need that. Seekatons. So I'm keeping this just for spectral enemies. It's alright, you just need the one. Yeah, you're fresh, so shouldn't have. Anything new? Very strong. Nah. I think it's in spatial. Yeah, Fiend's Luring Incense. So just pop that in your inventory. And now when you enter... Okay, Prisoner Gore Cyclops. This gives you a Sovereign's Mantle, which is the cape Katarina's wearing. Now this yet again doesn't tell you you have to accept it before it lets you know that, oh, there's actually two of the buggers. And here's yet another one of the Emerald King quests. So now if we go in the Rotunda of Dread or the Black Abbey, there will be an even more difficult set of boss fights we can undertake in there. For example, one room has like 4 Eliminators and 3 Elder Ogre all at once. That's fun. As you can see now, they're even enemy up here. Whereas before they didn't start appearing until you got further into the sewer. There it is. Roth Mask. I always forget to check what that even does. Always be collecting those rift crystals. Incidentally, when you rent someone's pawn, the most rift crystals you can actually, well, depending on how long you keep them in your party and how many and what all you fight and kill together, they will reward a certain amount of rift crystals. The highest amount you can actually record or reward from doing this is 1 million. So one thing we used to do on GameFox was we would take each other's pawns out on runs through Bitter Black Isle for kicks and giggles, just to see how they do as we were training them up for the pawn contests. We had a few back in the day, and as we were working on them, we would go on run-throughs and see how they behave, and with various party combinations against various enemies, and basically gift each other bombs of a million rift crystals from time to time. Oh dear, this is an interesting area. Archie's knocked in. That's a lot of damage. Gonna need Flex Seal for that, mate. I don't want this, I want these. There we go. Yeah, I thought so. I'm pretty sure the pawns get confused and refer to the man-eater as a tentacle, even though it's technically just a worm of some sort, because it's obviously just a reskinned tentacle from a gazer or an evil eye. One of the larger ones, at least. So presumably they borked the code a bit when it came to how they wanted the pawns to refer to them. It's kind of amusing. And as said before, this bugger has respawned. So we're going to try a different way of fighting it this time. If you recall last time, you can't really snatch me when I'm on fire, can you? Oh, that was unlucky. Naturally. You have to be a bit careful because he's already charging up his final attack. Now let's have a little fun. So you can climb the eye, you can wait for the tentacles to pop in the eye and knock himself down, or you can wait for the super attack. As said the first time we fought him. There are a lot of ways to handle the bugger. It always amuses me when they drop more than one abyssal eye, considering, well, considering what they are. Just like how sometimes Cyclops can drop more than one eye. Doesn't even make any sense. Now we're back with Baroque. Make sure to, don't forget to reopen the shortcut. Luckily they will apparently stay open this time. The dungeon doesn't reset again even after you kill the final boss in his new state. And convenience of convenience, Baroque is permanently up here as well. Not sure if I said that before, but it's a very handy little piece of information now. Wait a minute. You don't have sinew, do you? You have no carry weight at all. That's a feels bad. I feel like when it comes to her appearance here, they could swap her boots to like grave boots with the carry capacity or the stability augment, and she'd still maintain pretty much the same bloody look. But perhaps not. What are her augments again? Oh, she has it. Oh, this is the wrong one. Silly me. Well, what does she have there? R. Yeah, swap Bastion out for Sinew, and you'd be good. Otherwise, it's fine. I feel like that's a bit of a waste. Well, actually, it depends. What is her stamina? Yeah, she needs it. Once you get to about 4,000, any of the nonsense builds I've come up with, if they have around 4,000, then generally they can spam for a while and be fine. Really where channeling high fulmination for a while comes in, which is where you drain most of your stamina as a sorcerer. Quickly at least, the way pawns play. is if your Arisen's a Mystic Knight, you want them to channel Fulmination into your Great Cannon to just fire a bloody machine gun off. In that case, it can help to have a bit more stamina, make them more spammy, or conservation as it were. But you can actually keep it just fine, so I'll show you in my next playthrough, I guess, or directly, since I'll make her a sorceress during it. But I personally like to actually throw in, because I build hybrid, because again I want them to have good health and stamina as well. And frankly, as long as you can reach 3000 magic with this staff, then you're golden. Which you can do by having attunement to acuity and the staff fully upgraded and 550 base magic, which is quite easily doable. And you can also you can always make up the difference, even if you come a bit short with parry apps and the like, against the enemies that need you to have over 3000 magic to really burst their defensive threshold. But generally you take Bastion out, throw on Smew, take Conservation out, and throw on Clout, which gives you a 20% boost to your strength, because Barlight and Giselle both scale off of strength as well as magic, and that just further helps them deal with golems and metal golems and the like. That's what I do personally. Now, in here could be an interesting room, because it can be full of wraiths or strigoi. Oh, poisoned undead, it seems. Watch out for the wolf. So I guess 3 spawns. Yeah. It's always worrisome that they climb these buggers, especially on these bridges like this, because of that. Wow. Point proven. Luckily, we can just run up here. Which one was it that did that? No, there's a fresh new Strider. It's a shame, really. No, we need to go into past summons. There we go. Yeah, we'll just get rid of the body bag. We have an apple. Maybe it'll keep the doctor away a little longer next time. Yeah, right back where we were. Get her to come right back. It always amuses me when they run off the screen over there and then they magically appear over here. It's like, wait, why didn't you come back the way you went? Alright. Beginning area 2. Take 2. Also notice how my poison has been cured after going in there. I wonder, okay, seems to be the same enemy spawn. Typically, you have to, it doesn't roll the new set of enemies. There's Red Dragon Scale for some of you. For Mystic Knight or Warrior, I think they're the only ones that can wear that. So if you'd liked the original scale card, there's a Bitter Black level version of it. Now this bugger very commonly contains a Man-Eater. Of course, this time it didn't. Also, something that you'll soon find out, this is now infested with leaf worms. And this one also often contains Man-Eater. What's on the bridge now? Or that's no fun. Poison Unget Dead and a Lich. This bridge is even worse than the last when it comes to them climbing the bugger. Now this room can still have these salamander, but can also contain giant geo lizardmen. Banshees are also around. So do keep an eye out for those. We're all fire all the time in here. Clad one. Not even sure exactly. Well, it's a gift. It's a gift item. Predominantly. I don't think it's used very commonly in upgrading stuff. Now, this room in here generally gets really tricky because it can now contain a fire drake and a bunch of raids. Reminder that raids are really only weak to holy magic, but the fire drake is resistant to it. However, it can also contain a couple golems with sirens. Well, this will be fun. Or no. He throws in the right place at least. Easy as. Oh no. Curse my flamey cloak. Doing approximately all of the damage, but now one's over. The only one remaining is on his foot, which is the last one that you want, being the last one. No worries. Yeah, you might not want to climb on him, love. So, proof of concept, Giselle, or not Giselle, Bolide was the one that cracked him in the foot. Finished that off. If it didn't have a physical component to it, it couldn't have done any damage. Not sure why I came in here. So this is the non-nightmare version of this room. The other one will be signaled by the giant Geo lizardman in here. The one that has the fire drake and the raids. Incidentally, if you're a strider, good brain splitter while using the Heaven's Keys daggers can actually one-shot the raids pretty consistently. So that's lovely if you happen to. Okay. Good. Unfortunately, that is another. So, let's Mr. Lich, I'm gonna need you to die. First taste. Oh no. Before you cast something really wicked. Katarina, please. You're gonna fall. Other that can spawn on this bridge are eliminators, which somehow isn't nearly as big of a problem with your pawns going for a swim. It's just those poison undead that they like to climb on for whatever reason. If they wouldn't leap off when they die, it would be fine, but unfortunately, they do. You listen here, little wankers, you're gonna die. Preferably without taking enemy pawns with you this time. So many body bags I can undo. That's not true, but can't imagine. Oh no! Don't do it! Don't do it! No! Thankfully, there's actually land down there. That doesn't mean you're safe though. It's only that spot. They can actually jump completely off. As frustrating as that is. How are you poisoned again? You should have good poison resist, considering what you're wearing. R. Interesting. So the Carrion set doesn't have any poison resist. Now we learned. Now this should be a pretty intense boss fight room now, since we're carrying Fiend Luring Incense. A bunch of Garm Wargs, Hellhound. Should be while they're in here. Come on up. Come on. There's a good lad. Yeah, go in there. That's where you belong. What are you running away for? Let's get them all up here. Let's have a party. Come on. Once. Alright, I forgot we still had to kill 5 of them. But again, these kind of runes are available even before you beat Diamond the first time. So you don't have to get to him to start your level grinding. It's only up here that's a decent spot for Ricochet Hunter, unfortunately, but you still do a number to the buggers. And they very well can fall off the ledge because they're clumsy. It's kind of amusing. Okie dokie. And just like, oh, there's still one more. Where'd it go? I'm actually going to try. They're actually susceptible to being frozen. It just doesn't do nearly as much damage as lightning. Always make sure to watch out for the breath. So just that fight got us about, what, 8 levels or so? Something like that. Of course that's with the flower, but you should always have the flower with you if you're going to level grind. Level 2 armor. Now if we leave the room and come back in, of course, there'll be, well, it could be the same set, but generally it'll be a different set, depending on how your luck is. Or I'm actually trying to remember what this room is. I think it's the one with all the gold and silver knights. Because I believe that's their pieces down there. We'll see though. Let's see. What? The room didn't alter. That's odd. Wait, did my idiot self not even leave the room? Is that what it was? Maybe I'm forgetting something about how this works. It has been a while since I've actually done it. Perhaps you have to go in at the rift and back before it reshuffles. Due to this. Oh well, I'll check it out after this, see what the deal is. Please don't climb the ledges. You fall off, will be very sad. Yeah, there are leaf worms all over the bloody place here now. And these hay stacks. Another one of these buggers. Lich. And he's summoning Scaly Lords. Easy as. I really wish you wouldn't. That goes for both of you. Okay, if we can kill it there, it won't be that bad. Yeah. Well, this other one's a bit sketchy. Especially if it... Easy as. Oh no, there's another one. Arky dokie. Please get out of the fog. Oh no, you're poisoned again. Ah. I don't have anything that can cure poison, do I? There we go. Kinda hate to waste a panacea on that, but oh well, we got a million of them. How did you get all the way down here? Yeah, this room can be a bit of a mess. The alternate spawn here is Metal Golem with a bunch of goblin shamans and the like. More skelly sorcerers. Okie dokie, Cursed Dragon. What I'm really worried about, getting rid of Banshees. Just because they can be so bloody annoying. That here anymore. Okie dokie. Alright, there's one down there. They got it. Can you pop those and see if it knocks him over? That's fine, I'll do it. Oh no. Still too Banshee. Yeah, these are an issue as well. You need to stop. Are you not dead yet? See, this is something that can happen if your pawns, if all of them are set to focus the big bad instead of helping you clear out the little fodder. Although technically, Scaly Brute aren't really fodder. As you can see, Chaos Dragon, for some reason, your pawns can actually finish without you yourself having to strike the final blow. It still has to be to the heart, of course, but your pawns can do it. Crystal in this case. And now, we're to the boss fight with the Chaos the Dark Bishop. Yes, though. Now this room can... Oops. Fortunately, sees. Alternatively, this hallway can be full of goblin shamans and vile eyes, as opposed to the salamander. Alright, got our panacea back. I think this place is still infested with rats. Yeah. No worries. Incidentally, as we're fairly rapidly approaching that number, once you get to level 200, max level, it's actually a bit of a blessing and a curse, because you no longer get your free heals from level ups. Of course, if you're doing a build and not wanting to use a mod to do the build for you, or there you go. As you can see, you can drop the Persecutor Mask, which can be worn by red classes. The Persecutor Mask is the more gaudy, goldish version with brighter colored hair. Now, it's actually got a real long braided ponytail, but it clips through this particular cape quite badly. And then the Tormentor's Mask is the more dull looking one. They have the same exact defense and magic defense stats. Similar weight may even be the exact same, but the resistances are a bit different from each other as well. Otherwise, they're pretty much identical. Laurel Cercle. OBS seems to have crashed there temporarily. Alright. Hopefully that fixed it. Let's check again. Had to restart OBS. I think we'll call it a stream for now because I'll be